Hey guys, Thrasher here. We had a brand new video and stuff for Dragon Ball Legends. There's a lot of stuff they talked about, and it means a lot of things for the future. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so first off, before we talk about the actual video itself, some of the things they said, some of the things they showed off, and what that might mean for the future, the first thing I want to do is mention that there are possible V-Jump leaks. I have not seen a scan yet. I've been looking for it, but the leaks are that we're probably going to get some Universe 11 fighters. We're going to get Topo and Dispo. That is not 100% confirmed, but I would take it from the sources I've seen that it's probably going to happen. I will have those V-Jump scan leaks as soon as I can get them. Probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. That's normally when we get them. So now let's actually jump into the major video highlights. So I'm not going to show the video off itself. What I'm going to do is I took a few screen captures from the video, and we're going to talk about the screen captures and the major points they brought up in the video as a whole. So first things first, let's bring up mission plans and talk about that just a little bit. So the general idea here is that some people play a ton of PvP, some people only do the player versus AI, some people do a combination of things, some people are super casual. This is sort of a choose your own adventure kind of thing. So you get to choose some missions, you complete the missions, and you get rewards for it. Now, one of the things they do mention is that over time you can change your mission plan, but they said after a certain period of time you can change your mission plan. So what that means is you can't change to a PvP oriented mission plan, complete all the missions, then switch to the PvE oriented mission plan. You pretty much have to choose one, and then every so often, maybe once every month, once every few battle seasons, they'll allow you to change to a different mission plan. I do think overall it's kind of cool, but it kind of screams to me, hey, we're losing players. We need to find a way to keep them engaged because the systems we have right now just aren't working. I think it's because Zenkai has pretty much destroyed PvP, so all the PvP players are leaving, and PvE, I feel like Zenkai is kind of doing the same thing there. It's where you basically need 3 or 4 characters. Most of PvE is pretty simple and easy, but when there is something that comes out that's fairly hard, it's like you need this one specific character, you can't beat it. Kind of annoying, but I think the mission plans will help with that a little bit, at least as far as giving us a little more content to do, catered specifically to what each player cares about. So next up, let's talk about the actual battle changes they're making. So there's 2 huge changes to the way battles are going to work, and I do like the combat changes. So the first one is when you stop someone's Rising Rush. So if someone tries to Rising Rush you and you guess their card, normally the way it would work is after you guess their card, you go into advantage and you can attack and they can't respond, they're defenseless. They're saying in the future, if you stop a Rising Rush, you go back into a neutral state where you both have the chance to respond. No one has advantage over anyone else. I do think that's a good idea. I really like that. And then the other part of this is you can now cover change multiple times during a combo. What's great about this is before what people would do is they would wait for a character to switch out. Say you have the red father-son Kamehameha Gohan. Everyone, wants to Rising Rush him. He's the most powerful character. He pretty much destroys everyone else. The way you used to do it is you would have character A who's not the Gohan. They would switch to character B, who is also not the Gohan, so he's your character C. Character A can't be switched in, so they start attacking character B, they start a long combo, and they're waiting for the cover change into that Gohan, because what's going to happen is once the combo starts, the Gohan cover changes in, you cannot cover change again, so they're going to Rising Rush that Gohan, and that's what people do, is they would start a combo, wait for the Gohan to get switched in, and it would actually stop you from switching in Gohan in some cases, because you knew that was about to happen, and it's reduce the amount of options that players had in certain situations. So I like the idea that you can do multiple cover changes in a single combo now, because it does allow you the option to bring someone in, stop some damage. If you see a Rising Rush come in, you can cover change again. You're not just locked into a single character. I do think that's a good idea. So next up, let's talk about the story changes. So there's a lot of stuff going on with the story changes in general. First up, they're kind of streamlining the story a little bit. They're getting rid of some of the story missions, some of the story levels, so you can get through the story, I guess, a little bit faster. The other major thing is they're giving Z power for the 5 characters you see on the screen right now. I want you to notice something though. 3 of those characters have already been Zenkai'd, and as we're about to talk about that Broly in just a second, he is also going to get a Zenkai. So that means the only character on that entire screen right there out of those 5 that has not been Zenkai'd yet is the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So what that probably means is he's going to get a Zenkai in the very near future, and that has some pretty big implications. So that means he's probably going to have an ability that buffs Blue God Ki units, which is a massive buff to the Vegito Blue, who was amazing for a short period of time, then Gohan got his Zenkai, and then all of a sudden, you know, he starts falling off the face of the planet. That could be a large enough buff that he becomes the absolute monster that he was not so long ago. So we'll see where that goes. But the other major thing is we're starting to see more of these catch-up mechanics. They're trying to get initial Z power out to lots of different units so people are ready to Zenkai their characters, which means Zenkai is pretty much going to take over, and that may not necessarily be a bad thing. I think what's going to happen is at a certain point in time, all of these units are going to get most of the units in the game are going to get Zenkai'd, and we're going to be at a reasonable amount of balance. Pretty much everyone will have Zenkai units. The Z power to initially get them to 7 stars will probably be fairly plentiful. There are quite a few ways to get Z power right now. It is a bit of a grind for a lot of it, but you can get most characters to 7 stars outside of the Legends Limited characters, and then once you have most characters at Zenkai, you can then have new characters that are considerably more powerful than the new characters right now, because there's more of a level playing field and it won't be such a huge power jump, but you will see a pretty big power creep just in general as all these characters continue to Zenkai. Now, we can put the announcement up of the Broly Zenkai. That's cool. We figured that there was going to be another Zenkai coming in the near future. I would assume he's probably next week's Zenkai. We'll see, or maybe this week's even. But we don't need to talk about him too much. The other small thing that we should mention is they do talk about Rising Souls and just your Souls view, your items view. When you click on an item, you have the ability to see what missions and what events you can go do to get it, but it doesn't talk about the exchange shop. So one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to add in that area when you click on a soul to see where you can get it, which exchange shops it's available in. That is very helpful because I know that a lot of these are all over the place, and unless you are in exchange shops all day long, it's hard to memorize, you know, where is the standard red Rising Soul at? Where is the Zenkai Awakening purple Rising Soul at? So that's cool. The next thing that we should talk about, which is probably the last thing for this video, is they have an important announcement to make at the end of this video. And their important announcement is, in the future, they're going to make an important announcement. It's ridiculous that would be your big news that you would end on. The big news is we're going to have news in the future. Great. Well, one thing we can take from this is if you look at it, the date is the morning of Thanksgiving. So this is probably when they're going to tell us who's going to be on the Black Friday banner, what kind of Black Friday events we're going to get. So I assume that will be basically the hype for the actual pulls. I don't know if they'll come out on Thanksgiving or if they'll come out the next morning for Black Friday. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then as you can see, it's going to follow into some type of campaign, which will be kind of our, you can call it quote unquote the pre-Christmas campaign, I'm thinking. And then obviously we'll get news about Christmas stuff probably in the next month's video of this kind. So overall, some definitely big changes that I like, especially the combat stuff. And the fact that they're probably going to Zenkai that Super Saiyan Blue Goku is a probably going to be a pretty big buff to the Vegito Blue, so people who are, you know, quote-unquote whining, oh, he was amazing, and then he just fell off so quick, and, you know, everyone spent a bunch of money on this Legends Limited character. It looks like he's going to come back into prominence, at least for a short period of time here. We'll have to see. If you guys think I missed anything, if you think there's anything important that wasn't in this video or something unrelated, feel free to throw it down below. I love seeing your comments, and if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.